Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you.
Hey, what is up, trainers? PoGo Joel here, coming at you with a Dialga raid guide. It's going to be my job to help you analyze this Pokemon and make the best team to take it down. Dialga, the temporal Pokemon. It appears in Sinnoh region mythology as an ancient deity. It has the power to control time. It uses its power to travel at will through the past and future. It is said that time began moving when Dialga was born, and that time flows with Dialga's heartbeat. So trainers, do you think you have what it takes to take on the Master of Time? Let's go get this Dialga. Dialga, not your ordinary dragon. It is a dragon and steel type Pokemon, which gives it so many resistances. You're not going to be able just to go in there with pure dragons to mess this up like you have in the past with other dragons, because dragon damage is only going to be neutral to Dialga. Dialga is also going to have weather boosts in snowy and windy weather, and it's only going to have weakness to fighting and ground type Pokemon. So Dialga can be duoed in cloudy weather with best friends with a full team of Machamps that are maxed out. So for you hardcore raiders out there, grab a best friend that has a maxed out Machamp team and go to town on it. For us mere mortals down here, let's go ahead and get you some counters for everyone. So here's a graphic from Couple of Gaming, link in the description. Really awesome infographics there. It's a really good starting point where you are definitely going to want to start with. So let's get it right into it. First up, we have the fighting Pokemon. We'll start with the best counters and work our way down. So the best number one overall pick is going to be Machamp. It is the king of the fighting Pokemon. It does get edged out only by Breloom, but Machamp is very accessible. You can get it in raids. If you need a raid guide for Machamp, I have a solo one up here. I'll link it here, so you can definitely check that out. And it also nests, so I'll leave a link in the description down there for the Nest Atlas on the Sylph Road. But you're definitely going to want to have Machamps on your team. If you have a 6-pack of Machamps, if you have a team full of 6 of them and they're maxed out, you're ready to go. Stop the video now. Just kidding, keep going. There's also Breloom. Breloom does edge out Machamp, but it might not be the best against the steel type moves. It'll probably faint out more, but it does do a good job. I always carry Breloom on my team, and I use it as a lead. Next up, we're going to have Hariyama with Counter and Dynamic Punch. Hariyama's a great Pokemon to have on there. It's way more tankier than the others. And from this point on, the fighting teams are going to start to dwindle a bit, but they're still going to be good here. So those were the best counters for fighting. Next up, we have the good fighting Pokemon. We have Lucario with Counter and Close Combat. We have Heracross with Counter and Close Combat. We have Toxicroak with Counter and Dynamic Punch, the ideal moveset. And then after these good counters, it's going to keep going down. We have Blaziken with Counter and Focus Blast. I know it has fire moves, but stick to the fighting moves. We have Gallade with Low Kick and Close Combat. Not the best moveset, but still viable. We have Rock Smash and Dynamic Punch Poliwrath. We have Mewtwo with Psycho Cut and Focus Blast. That used to be one of my favorite movesets before Shadow Ball became so powerful. And then from there, we're going to go straight into the ground type Pokemon. Yes, I know there's Infernape, and it has an okay moveset, but it's going to be way behind all these other options. You can definitely use it if that's what you have, but just utilize the fighting Pokemon to whatever you got. Alright, going into the ground type Pokemon. Groudon is the king of the ground type Pokemon. Even though he has a 1-bar charge move with Earthquake, he's got Mudshot and Earthquake, still makes him the number 1 ground type Pokemon. And in sunny weather, you're definitely going to bring out the ground Pokemon, so you can go out with the team of Groudon if you feel like it. If not, you can have a mixture, but definitely bring in Groudon. And then there's not too many viable strong options in the ground typing. So Groudon is number 1. That's the best counter. And then it goes into good counters. Good counters are going to be Rhyperior with Mud Slap and Earthquake. Mamoswine with Mud Slap and Bulldoze. I'd actually prefer Bulldoze because it's a 2-bar move. And then you gotta use that Mamoswine, and if you didn't get the ice moves on it, well, you have one for the ground typing. I actually have some for ground typing, so I did bring them in for the first few battles here. And Donphan, we have Donphan with Earthquake as a 1-bar charge move, and it's interesting because the fast move, it actually knows counter, and it does know Mud Slap now, so it's going to be a really good option to bring in as well, and I actually like Donphan a lot, so I added it to my team for fun. Then we have Ride On with Mud Slap and Earthquake, still going to be a great option if you don't have the candy or the stones to get Rhyperior. And then Golem with the ground moves can definitely still be a good option, and that's pretty much it for the ground typing. Alrighty, Dialga in the metagame. So you must be wondering, how good is Dialga? Is it worth powering up? Is it worth investing the Stardust? So Dialga as a dragon type is going to be decent. It's going to be alright. Dialga has the highest combat power, the highest CP of any of the dragon Pokemon, maxing out at over 4,000 CP. Its attack stat is a whopping 475 attack stat, making it 4th behind Salamence, Palkia, and the Dragon King Rayquaza. Its worst stat is probably its stamina stat, which isn't all that bad at all. What seems to be holding Dialga back is its moveset. It was given Draco Meteor, which is a hard-hitting move, but it takes forever to charge up. It's that 1-charge bar move. We've talked about this before. The preferred moveset is going to be Outrage. I think even Dragon Claw would have been maybe a better option as far as like PvP goes. But don't worry, there's still plenty of upside till Dialga. Dialga as a Steel-type Pokemon is pretty good. I think that's what really sets it apart from any other dragon in the game so far, is the Steel typing. It's going to give it so many resistances. It's going to be resistant to Grass, Poison, Bug, Electric, Flying, Normal, Psychic, Rock, Steel, Water. That is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 resistances that I can count from here. Anytime you have that many resistances, you're definitely going to be a good Pokemon in this game. Again, Dialga as a Steel-type Pokemon, it's going to have the highest CP out of all those Steel types. It's going to have the highest attack of all those Steel types, but the moveset is going to hold it back. Metagross is actually still going to be the king of the Steel type, and that's because we've had Heatran. Heatran kind of got robbed. It didn't get a Steel type fast move, and Dialga's movesets on the Steel typing are really bad. It got Metal Claw and Iron Head. Had it even been given Meteor Mash, it'd be a beast. It'd be the #1 king of the Steel types, but that didn't happen. Dialga in PvP. That's probably is going to be its redeeming factor. Remember, it's resistant to Grass, Poison, Bug, Electric, Flying, Normal, Psychic, Rock, Steel, and Water. That brings up almost all of the meta in the Master and Ultra League. It will be weak to ground and fighting, but still having this many resistances is going to definitely do you great. So here's Dialga's move pool. It's going to be for fast moves, Dragon Breath and Metal Claw. You're probably going to want Dragon Breath, it's a lot faster. The charge moves, it's going to have Draco Meteor, Iron Head, and Thunder. So I think you're going to be fine with Draco Meteor, but a lot of the simulations are showing that it's actually having a lot of success using Thunder. So this might be something you consider in the future for a 2 moves pool, but I would probably wait around until the special move comes out for it someday. Dialga's signature move in the main series games was Roar of Time, which was really a pretty awesome move. I wonder how that will be introduced. Probably be a raid day, and hopefully it's a 2-bar move, but we'll see how it works out. So in that PvP action, you're going to want Dialga to be your closer, your finisher, or the option you bring in when your opponent has used up all his shields. With this many resistances, it's going to be very difficult to beat it. So as long as you plan accordingly, you can definitely utilize this very well, bring this in and finish up and mop up a lot of the opponent's teams. It's going to be a very great option for that. So me personally, I definitely would like one in the Master League. If I get a really great one, maybe 100 or top 90, I don't know if I'd power it up, but I definitely would love a weather boosted one. I'd leave it right there, try it out. If I get a really good non-weather boosted one, so around that 2300 range, I wouldn't mind investing a little bit of candy and dust to power it up and max it out just right under that Ultra League and just see how it goes from there. But I'm definitely going to be trying this out and seeing how it works. Hopefully y'all like it. It's going to be a very great Pokemon for PvP, and we do need more PvP options so the meta doesn't get too boring there. As far as getting an excellent curveball on this guy, it's not that difficult. These were only the first two that I did, so I was still getting used to it, but I think I figured out more or less where the sweet spot is. For me, I start on the bottom left corner and work my way up to the middle. I release somewhere in the middle of the screen, and you've been hitting more excellence than other stuff, at least more lately since these first two raids. And hopefully you'll be able to find that sweet spot. It is closer, so we don't have to worry about how far it is like the initial Palkia one. But yeah, give it a shot. The excellent is definitely very accessible for all of us there. Alrighty, there you have it, guys. This is your Dialga raid guide and analysis video. If you found any of this helpful, please drop a like, subscribe, comment, share. It all does help. And let's end this with a question. Are you going to be using Dialga? Are you going to power one up? Are you going to try it out for PvP? Do you like it? Let us know in the comments down below. And until next time, laters Raiders.